Yes, we do have IRAs. Are you working where you're getting a pension, or is your husband working where he gets a pension?
Yes. Yes, we work for the government, so we get pensions.
What about yourself? Do you get a pension from your place of employment?
Like I've explained, yes, we get one.
Right, then you would not qualify at the present time for IRAs. You can take them out as a savings plan, because that way you can't touch it, but you will have to report those monies to the government, unfortunately, at the end of the year for income tax purposes. As long as you're getting a pension from your place of employment.
But I'm not sure if I want to continue with that. Me and my husband are searching for a house. We haven't found one that we like yet. So we're going to different banks for a loan. Do you offer loans, mortgage loans?
Yes, we do give mortgages, but there's something that you might also be interested in that we have. It's called an asset line. An asset line in this program that we have now that we're offering, if you would pay the closing cost, you would have that loan for 6 months at 5.5%. The remaining time, of course, of the loan, it would be with New York Prime at 1.5%. The other feature of the program, if you wanted to apply and you wanted the bank to pay the closing cost, then your prime, it would be at New York Prime plus 1.5. And I think you might be interested in something like this. If you're going to be selling your home, you really need to find where you're going to, location you're going to go into, and come back, and then we can talk mortgage. But if you want to borrow a large sum of money against your present home, I would suggest asset line.
I don't know about my brother and my sister-in-law. They're building on their house at the moment. They don't have enough money to pay monthly, so they're struggling with that. I have some bills that are due that I have to pay monthly. Can I have a loan to pay off all the bills? Hello. I have an interpreter coming here to help us communicate.
That's good. Nice to meet you, Steve. And I'm with the Insurance Exchange. We write all kinds of insurance, including liability coverage, as well as personal kinds of insurance. So I'll be happy to help you any way I can.
Well, thank you. I had a lot of people telling me that I need some insurance. I asked my job, and they transferred out of independent, and we've been thinking about it. You know, if someone died, what are we going to do?
Fine. When we're talking about life insurance, Steve, we really have to talk about protection. And so what we're talking about, as I understand it in your case, and you can correct me, would be to protect your income. In the event anything happened to you, that is your income over a lifetime. So could you tell me if you have any dependents, Steve, at the moment?
Right now I'm single. I haven't been married. I'm holding it for my niece and nephew for their future. So I want to set up now for them.
Fine. Okay, I only need some basic information, and then we can discuss proposals for you. First of all, I need your date of birth, Stephen.
I was born October 9th.
I need the date as well, the day of your birth,
24th. I was born the 24th.
11/24/59. Steve, are you a smoker or a non-smoker? That has become more important in writing life insurance these days.
No.
Non-smoker.
Nope, I don't smoke. I'm sorry, I want to correct. I think the interpreter signed it wrong. It wasn't 11, it was 10 for October.
All right, I'll make that correction. That's not a problem. And I'll list you as a non-smoker. All right, what I will do is just give you some basic proposals based on your age and your non-smoking status. Usually non-smoker means a discount, so that's a good help for you. And I will quote you, I'll quote you 50,000, 100,000 to start with, and then we'll see where we go from there. Steve, another area you might want to talk about is health insurance. What is your situation on that?
That's the other question I wanted to ask you. What kind of health plans do you have? What are my different choices? What's a good match for me?
All right, since you're single and have no dependents, we're just talking about you on the health plans. And again, we go by age. Health plans are sold based on the person's age and their smoking status, so I already know that. Normally, the way it works for an individual is that you choose a deductible you're comfortable with. And for an individual coverage, they usually start around $250 deductible, meaning you pay the first $250. Would that be a problem for you?
No, no problem.
Okay, fine. Well, we can start with that. Then what happens is after the deductible is paid by you, then we go into what's called a co-insurance phase, meaning that the next dollar amount of coverage, and let's just take an example, the next, let's say the $5,000, if your medical costs go to $5,000, that next portion is then split up 80 and 20, meaning that the insurance company pays 80% and you would pay 20. In the case of 5,000, it would mean that you would pay 1,000 of that next 5,000. So your maximum out of pocket would be the $250 deductible plus the 1,000 on the co-insurance. And then after that is exhausted, then the company pays 100%. Do you understand that concept?
Yes. If problems show up, serious problems, is that covered? Are those all covered?
Yes, assuming that you have none of those conditions at the present. Insurance companies now are very careful when they underwrite individual health insurance that the person has no, what we call, pre-existing conditions, meaning no conditions which exist at the present time that you apply for the coverage. If that is not the case, if you have none of these that you just talked about, and these develop later after you have the coverage, then that would be taken care of. Is that clear?